Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some news to bring to you regarding the Houthis down in Yemen. We have yet another ship that has come under attack. This is the British oil tanker Pollux, the MT Pollux. Okay, this is a Panamanian flagged, Denmark owned, but Panamanian registered vessel. Okay, it was a British oil tanker headed to India carrying fuel, okay, or crude oil. All right, so again, another ship under attack. Apparently, it was hit. We're seeing reports now coming out that it was hit by at least one missile on its port side. But I have a CENTCOM press release from today that apparently says that it was not hit. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but we've got mixed reports saying that it was either hit or not hit, and there was explosions nearby the ship, but not necessarily hit. Don't really know, but as far as we know, it was struck by a missile. Okay, so we just reported just I don't know 2 days ago that there was another ship that came under attack as well. I believe it was struck. So the Houthis are still continuing their attacks down here, and I'm just very shocked that these ships are still willing to go through here, especially in the Red Sea. There's just been so many attacks on these ships here. Now, just a note too, this picture is just for reference. I'm not sure if this is the actual ship that was hit, but it was just the closest I could find to something similar to what was attacked here. Okay, so let's go right into this CENTCOM press release here. Okay, so February 16th summaries of Red Sea activities. So this was just released today, February 17th. From 1:15 p.m. Sanaa time, February 16th to 1 a.m. February 17th. 4 anti-ship ballistic missiles launched from Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen into the Red Sea. It is assessed that 3 of the missiles were launched towards commercial vessel MT Pollux, a Panamanian-flagged, Denmark-owned, Panamanian-registered vessel. There were no reported injuries or damage from the MT Pollux or any other ship in the area. So, see, they're reporting here at CENTCOM that there was no damage, okay? But we have reports that apparently it was damaged. So, I don't know if this was maybe released prior to the knowledge of finding out that this ship actually was hit, or I don't know, maybe there's some mix-up of information here. Additionally, between the hours of 1:40 p.m. and 6:45 p.m., CENTCOM successfully conducted 2 self-defense strikes against 1 mobile anti-ship cruise missile and 1 mobile unmanned surface vessel in Yemen. So a USV is like they're using naval drones now. Okay, the Houthis have recently started using these in the last few weeks. It's basically a drone that's a tiny little boat that is unmanned. There's no human that is operating this. It's operated through a it's remote controlled basically, and they use these to try to crash them into ships and explode them. So basically, like what Ukraine's been using. If you've been following my channel, Ukraine's been using these naval drones. They call them Magura V5s, and they're the same thing. So they're USVs that they're using to take out Russian ships in the Black Sea. Okay, so CENTCOM identified the mobile missile and USV in Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen, and determined it presented an imminent threat to U.S. Navy ships and merchant vessels in the region. So, again, it's crazy what's happening here. I can't believe that these ships are still willing to go through here. That they're just constantly under attack. It's a matter of time before one of these USVs hit a ship too. And from what I've seen, at least from Ukraine, if one of these USVs, if they have the power, if these explosives that are on this USV are just as powerful as the ones we're seeing in Ukraine, it looks like it only takes 1 or 2 of those to really sink a ship. These ballistic missiles that are striking these ships don't seem to be doing any crazy damage. It'll put a hole in the ship or something like that on its the top side of the ship or something, but nothing too crazy, right? So here's an article here for you to go into detail. Yemen's Houthis fire missiles at British oil tanker bound for India. The Iran-linked group has warned of more attacks on shipping despite sustained US-UK airstrikes on Yemen. Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi group has claimed a new missile attack on Western uh, interests amid Israel's war on Gaza. This time on a British oil tanker that the United States identified as a Panamanian-flagged vessel carrying crude oil bound for India. Yahya Saree, the group's military spokesperson, said in a televised statement on Saturday that a large number of appropriate naval missiles were used to target the Pollux tanker in the Red Sea in an accurate and direct hits. Okay? The Yemeni armed forces will not hesitate to implement and expand their military operations in defense of beloved Yemen and in confirmation of continued practical solidarity with the Palestinian people, he said. Sari did not say how much damage the tanker sustained or provided further details. Late on Friday, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations, the UKMTO, confirmed an incident at 13:31 hours GMT time, about 70 nautical miles or 130 kilometers northwest of Al Muka or Mocha, a port city southwest of Yemen's capital Sana'a. The vessel was attacked by a missile and reports an explosion in close proximity. Military authorities are responding, it said, adding that the crew and vessel were reported to be safe. Okay, so luckily everybody on board is okay. No one was harmed by this. So here's the UKMTO warning, 031, update 001. Okay, so it says here, try to zoom in a little bit for you. Okay, so the incident was February 16, 2024 at 13:31 UTC time. Okay. UKMTO has received a report of an incident in the vicinity of 70 nautical miles northwest of Al Muka, Yemen. The master reports vessel was attacked by a missile and reports an explosion in close proximity. Military authorities are responding. The crew and vessel are reported to be safe. So again, we're seeing reports here too that apparently the missile was, landed close by and it wasn't necessarily hit. But then look at this here. The U.S. State Department said on Friday that the Pollux, which it identified as Panamanian-flagged oil tanker bound for India, was struck on its port side by a missile fired from Yemen. So that's why I was saying maybe the information came out a little bit late, or I don't know, maybe they were trying to cover this up and they couldn't. I have no idea what was going on here, but there's definitely some mixed reports. But it looks like the the U.S. State Department said it was struck on its port side by a missile fired from Yemen. So it says this is yet another example of the lawless attacks on international shipping, which continue after numerous joint and international statements calling the Houthis to seize. State Department spokesperson was quoted by saying by the Reuters news agency. Okay, so it's pretty crazy. Again, we've got another attack here on another ship, and it really shocks me that these ships are still willing to go through here. I can't believe they're willing to take the risk, and it's a matter of time before one of these missiles, kills somebody. I really hope it doesn't, but I've been saying that with these attacks in the Middle East, with all these U.S. bases. I kept saying it's a matter of time before one of these drones or one of these missiles make it into the base and kills U.S. troops, and then look at what happened in Jordan. Okay. So very, very, very terrible what's happening here, and these attacks shouldn't be happening, but the Houthis said they're going to continue doing this. They're not going to stop. No matter how many times the U.S. strikes Yemen, they will continue to attack ships in the Red Sea until Israel discontinues their operations in Gaza, which is not going to happen. All right, so more of these ships are going to come under attack, and hopefully we don't have innocent people that are killed by this. And it's definitely disrupting the trade routes across the world, and it's going to make it very difficult for all these countries that are fighting inflation. Okay, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to fight inflation when this is going on, because it's only going to put more pressure on the supply chain. So that's going to be the latest that I have here for you. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. With that, I appreciate you guys being here. If any other information comes out from the Houthis in Yemen, I will definitely update you again. I'm sure we'll have more information here in the next 48 hours. So thanks again for hanging out. Hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. and we'll see you in the next one.